Hello there, and welcome once again to the Free West Media YouTube channel. Today I want to comment a bit on an article that appeared on the freewestmedia.com website with the title, "University Agrees That Black Students Should Be Graded Differently." I'll put the link to that article in the description of this video for you to read. It's not very long. And that particular article got something like 325,000 shares on social media, and hundreds of thousands of people read it. And it's essentially about the University of Washington, where a petition was going by students who wanted to be graded differently, or they wanted to be given exams off because they were black, and they had to go out to protest during the various Black Lives Matter campaigns that were going on the campus. And a lot of the professors at the university agreed that black students should be graded differently to white students. And you know, all over the USA there is affirmative action at university, and universities have fought for years to be able to discriminate against white students when it comes to admission to those universities. In fact, on another website, we've done the Prague website, prague.org, we've done a lot of stories like that coming out of the United States and the various court cases that went right up to the US Supreme Court, where universities appealed again and again for the power to be able to exclude white students in favor of black students. And in South Africa, you've got exactly the same situation where, for example, if you want to get access to medical school and you're white, you need to be almost a genius, because you have to have an average of about 90% for all of your subjects, and you've got to have distinctions in all of your subjects. Plus that you have to show that you've done community service while you were studying so hard at school. You were doing community service, and you showed what a good human being you were, and only then would you stand a chance of getting into medical school. Whereas if you're a colored or an Indian student, you maybe need about a 70% average, and if you're black, you only need a 50% average to get into medical school. There are also other measures here in South Africa where, for example, if you go to school in a language, in English, which you've chosen to do, people are fanatical about going to school in English in South Africa, except for the Afrikaner people who prefer Afrikaans, but they are prevented from studying in their mother tongue. But the others, they want to study in English, and when they do study in English, they get another 5 in mathematics. They get 5% extra added on to because they're not studying in their mother tongue, but it was their choice to be studying in English and not in their mother tongue. But the people, eventually, when the white Afrikaans speakers, when their universities are anglicized and they're forced to study in English, they don't get any grades, or they don't get any marks for studying in a language other than their mother tongue. So it only works one way. There are always racial preferences only for one racial group, and that is, of course, the black group. So I wonder where all of this leads. Is there still equality if one ethnic group always gets privileged over another group, and or to put it in George Orwell's words, where we are all equal, but some are more equal than others? And especially at universities, there is this anti-white, anti-Western, anti-European sentiment, where the white students are mostly discriminated against when it comes to admissions and to grading, but because there's no case on record of a white student, even if he's studying in another language, not his mother tongue and whatever, he's got a bursary or a scholarship to go and study in another country, that he would get any help or concessions whatsoever. In fact, there was in South Africa a case where a girl whose mother was a doctor, she wanted to become a medical doctor. Her mother was a single parent as well, so it was quite hard for her to raise her child, and she applied to medical school, but on account of her race she was excluded. And then for years she studied, she did a BSc degree and studied biology and other medical subjects, but she couldn't get into the medical school to do the practical aspect of it. And she accumulated about 2 different degrees, trying all the time to get into the medical school in Pretoria, but they refused her on account of her race. And after 6 years of fruitlessly trying to get into medical school as a white girl, she then applied to a number of European universities, and eventually she got accepted into the University of Riga in is it in Lithuania, or no, I think it's in Riga. Anyway, so she finally got there, but I'm sure they wouldn't give her special marks because she's now studying a language other than her own at all. Unlike these black students all over the world who are receiving special privileges. But read the article on freewestmedia.com below in the description, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and next time we'll have another interesting video for you to look at. Until then, goodbye.